Welcome to Upper Lafayette on the Move. I'm Jan Swift. Today's guest is Corporal Bridget Dugas with the Lafayette Police Department and Crime Stoppers. Bridget,
hello.
I want to thank you.
Thank you so much
for making time to be here today. Bridget and I met through Upper Lafayette.
Yes.
Bridget attended our July 2016 meeting.
Mm-hmm.
We were focusing on transportation issues, and just recently in January of 2017, you were at our luncheon where we honored local heroes from the flood relief effort.
That is correct.
And so while we were talking, I said, Bridget, we need to get you on the show and talk about all the things that are going on with the police department, in particular in North Lafayette. So I want to thank you for coming by Delta Media today. We always do this before we start. If you would give us a background about where you grew up, how you ended up being a policeman, a police officer, I should say, and how you ended up with Crime Stoppers.
Sure. So I'm originally from Lake Charles, Louisiana. I grew up there. My parents are still there, and I'm the oldest of 3 children. I have 2 younger brothers who are still in Lake Charles as well. So that's where the majority of my family is. I moved here right after graduating high school. I graduated from LaGrange High School.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I came here initially for college. I started in college, and then I got involved in the workforce. So of course, I stopped going, but I'm currently, working on that right as we speak.
Oh, you are?
To finish up, yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's good.
Yes, so I got into the work, I guess police work. Initially, I always wanted to be, a dentist. That was like my biggest thing. I was like, I'm gonna be a dentist one day. And just growing up, I never had to engage with police, but I always thought, man, that's a cool job to do.
Yeah.
So that's where my love began to grow. Once I moved here, and I heard nothing but good things about the police agency here, but I still was kind of like, I'm a little afraid, is this where I'm supposed to be? So after being here for a few years, I decided to jump on in. So I initially worked at the Sheriff's Department for Lafayette, and I was an intake and booking clerk, and just engaging with officers, kind of learning things. And
they train you on the job.
Yes, they train you on the job. And that's when I met our now Deputy Chief, Reginald Thomas, who was then he worked security in the mall. So I met him, and I told him what I was doing, and he was encouraging me to come on over. He said, you need to come over to my department where I work. So that's when I got recruited, and I became a dispatcher for Lafayette City Police. And of course, being behind the, the radio per se, I said, oh no, I need to be on the other side. Oh yeah, so that's when I signed up and said, it's time to be a police officer. After seeking, and of course, seeking God, if I may say, for guidance, if that's what I was supposed to be doing, that's what happened.
So what's it like? I mean, what do you have to go through to become a police officer? I'm assuming you didn't have training for that.
No.
So what did they do?
You have to take a civil service test, which is with the state of where you want to work, so state of Louisiana. Once you take that test and you get accepted, you can take that to any agency that you want to work for. So of course, I chose Lafayette Police Department, so I began the process of getting hired. You then attend a police academy, which is held by the state also, but it's held here at the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office is where we go. Once you get through the academy, you are now officially, able to become a police officer. The Lafayette Police Department has an extended training. So once you get out of the academy, they say, wait, you have to do a little bit more training just to learn policies for our department before they actually put you on the road.
So it's training for the policies. Is there physical training?
Yes, there's physical training. Of course,
fitness level you have to meet.
There's definitely a fitness criteria you have to meet. You have to run. You have to do all these physical activities just to prepare yourself and to make sure that you're able to do the physical work that all this calls for. So yeah, absolutely. A lot of physical.
So this was about 7 years ago?
Yes, I've been 2009 is when I started everything, yes.
So where did you start out in the police department? Where were you in Lafayette?
I've been in Upper Lafayette, the north side of Lafayette, my entire career. I initially was on patrol at night. This is where I started. After doing that for so many years, they then promoted me to what we call a precinct resource officer, where I was assigned all community relations. We were under the precinct commanders, and did different things for the community. And it was 4 officers assigned in the city to do that, to cover the 4 precincts.
So back then, was it just precinct 1? I know it was split into 1 and 4, right?
Yes. So 1 in 4 covered,
really
yes.
fought for that,
Oh,
which
yeah.
was needed in the community.
Right. So now
It's
you
a
have
big
the north side
precinct.
it's divided into two. So you have precinct 1 and precinct 4.
So you're with Precinct 4, which
Yes.
is on Moss Street.
Correct.
Okay.
Everything east of the Evangeline Thruway, all the way up to Gloria Switch and all the way back to Collie Saloon.
That's
So
a huge
it's very big.
district.
Yes, it is.
And I want to give a plug, if you'll say, for your
Sure.
captain that runs.
Our precinct commander
Yes,
is Captain DeWitt Sheridan
I
is
didn't
our
want to do
captain.
that without, giving him a plug.
Oh,
so.
of course. He's the best. They love him in the community. So
Yeah. So tell me what it's like day to day. I want to talk about Crime Stoppers and all, but I don't know much about being a police officer. We were talking off camera, and I picture a lot of danger and intrigue, and I know that you probably have long days also where nothing happens, but what's it like in a typical day?
A typical day, you start your day, of course, just mentally preparing yourself for your day. You get out there, you make sure everything's working with your car, and you make sure all your equipment is good to go. So you mentally have to prepare yourself and physically prepare yourself. We get up, we respond to calls, well, the patrol officers do on a daily, and it's all around the clock. You're going all day for 12-hour shifts for the patrol officers.
So there aren't many days where nothing happens.
Right. I mean, it's constantly, we're growing. Lafayette is growing constantly. So they're busy throughout the day. It's hard sometimes to get a lunch in. So the guys and the girls, sometimes it's hard to just even sit down for 45 minutes just to eat. So they're busy. We stay busy.
How long are your shifts?
So the patrol officers work 12-hour shifts, and they either work 12 hours at night or 12 hours during the day. And then you have your specialized sections, like what I'm in, where we work Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. And then, of course, you have your detectives who also work a Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 job. And then you have different other areas, special investigation units and different things working different hours per se. They don't have a set schedule, but they're working more through the higher crime times, I guess you can say.
So right now, your department's in a really good transition. I'm a big fan of Chief Jim Craft.
Yes.
But I had the opportunity last Thursday, Councilman Pat Lewis, District 3 council member, hosted an open house at the Chenier Center. And we had the opportunity to listen to Chief Toby Aguilar.
Yes.
And a lot of the top brass in his department. And it was, I mean, he's very impressive.
He's doing a wonderful
impressive.
job. He's doing a great job since taking over, and him and Deputy Chief Reginald Thomas are like the dynamic duo. They are doing an awesome job at the department right now. We're loving the transition, and we're loving the things that, the different things that Chief Thomas has put into place, the different sections that he's created, and focusing on different areas. We love it, and the community, I think, loves it. Loves that we're getting out there now. We're starting to, make some big moves in Lafayette.
Yeah, I think that what I saw, the crowd that was listening last Thursday night really took to Chief Aguilar, and some of the high points of what he said, Bridget, were that all of you would have body cameras.
Yes.
Hopefully by the end of 2017.
Yes.
I know it's a major investment.
We are very excited. We have about 25, 30 officers right now that have them, and they're wearing them. The community is going to notice them. They're going to be wearing it on their chest, so it's going to record, look, everything now. So I think it's good. It's good for us. We want to remain transparent to the public. We want to be transparent to allow them to see, what's going on in the department.
And then you were also talking about getting to know the community, being out there, and he stressed that crime can't be stopped without us participating. Like police cannot do it all. We have
it's a relationship. Yeah, it's a relationship between the police and the community.
Yeah.
And we have to keep that relationship strong in order for us to live in a safe environment. Absolutely.
Right. And then I know a lot of the police officers that spoke said that they had either anticipated retirement or maybe had been in retirement, but with Chief Aguilar, they're back, they're there.
Yeah.
And it was just a good feeling of unity.
It's a good vibe. It's unified, and we're enjoying the ride.
I'm glad.
We love it.
Yeah, you have a dangerous job. I mean, we really spoke off camera, and I think for the average person, we just have no conception of what a police officer does for us. I think we take for granted peace and quiet, and then when we need help, we want it.
We want it now.
And efficiently, and you know, with little mess.
Yeah. We do have a tough job, but like I was telling you, you have to love what you do and love the people of this community to be able to do that job on a daily basis.
Right.
And once you love it, it's all worth it. It's all worth it.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about Crime Stoppers.
Sure.
We're going to have some time to talk, but when I was asking you about Crime Stoppers, I know that you're responsible for that. I guess you're the spokesperson for Lafayette
I'm the Crime Stoppers coordinator. I am, yes.
And I have to confess, I haven't seen the videos yet, but I'll be looking.
Okay.
So we all think of Captain Clay Higgins because he was so well known, but I'm assuming yours have a little bit different tone too.
Yes, we have a little bit of a different tone. You know, we are working on our branding, if you want to say. We're trying to revamp it and really get the word out there about Crime Stoppers right now. That's my goal. So
you're doing your day job at Precinct 4.
Yes.
And doing Crime Stoppers.
Yes.
So what is Crime Stoppers? I mean, we know that it's an anonymous tip, like you can phone in.
Exactly.
And what is the phone number that people
It's 232-TIPS. So Lafayette Crime Stoppers, of course, is made up of board members, and it's a nonprofit organization made up of volunteer board members who organize and see Crime Stoppers through. And yeah, it's 100% anonymous, and we have a relationship between it's a three-party relationship, I always say. It's the community, law enforcement, and the media. Those are the three, that's the three things that we need in order for Crime Stoppers to be successful and to work within the city.
Right. When I looked on the website, it's really well done, and I know your videos and others are on there, the Crime of the Week and all that, but I really never thought about where the money came from. So if someone calls in with an anonymous tip and the perpetrator is caught, they get cash, right?
Cash rewards. All of the funding for Crime Stoppers is we're nonprofit, so it's all through donations and sponsors.
I didn't think about that.
That fund Crime Stoppers, yes. So that's where all the money comes from for us to be able to pay our tipsters.
You think that really makes a difference, though, for people to want to put their neck out there?
Oh, yeah.
Cash, it makes it worth it.
I think so. So you know, like I said, the three parts that it takes, that's what we need to keep it going. So, yes, through sponsorships and, private businesses that say, look, we want to invest in this. That's how we get the word out, and that's how we pay our tipsters.
So you've got a website and Facebook.
Yes, we have a website, of course, LafayetteCrimeStoppers.com, and then we also have social media, Facebook, Instagram, and we also have a YouTube channel. So.
Okay, but you were telling me off camera that it's really better for people to call the line because it does stay anonymous. But if they post on Facebook or something, it could really prevent you from doing your job.
Yeah, because we want our callers and individuals to know that, look, we truly are 100% anonymous. The information, all we want is your information on fugitives. We don't want to know your name, where you're from, how you know this person. None of that stuff matters to us. We're just trying to keep the city safe, and we want to apprehend and arrest these fugitives that are wanted around Lafayette. So when you go for our social media pages, we're merely posting things and showing different crimes just to say, hey, look, if you know him, make sure you call our tips line, 232-TIPS, which is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with information. That's all we want.
Yeah.
We just want information on the fugitive, yes.
What type of things, what types of crimes have been solved? Is there anything recently that's, sticks out in your mind?
We had with us airing our Crime of the Week every week, we are able to highlight crimes that we, sometimes are violent crimes, armed robberies and thefts and aggravated assaults, things of that nature. And we're getting these crimes solved merely from individuals and the citizens of Lafayette calling in saying, hey, look, I know that guy.
So
he lives in my neighborhood.
People know who does this stuff, don't they?
Yes, especially when we have good footage, good images
that's
of
Uncle
the
Bob.
individual. Yeah, they're like, we know him.
It's terrible.
So, yeah, that's definitely how we solve on the crime. So, we've recently solved, we had I think it was an armed robbery that we have, or some kind of theft, and the case was solved because the individual actually saw themselves.
Yes.
Yes, the individual, they
saw
saw themselves on TV.
Did they turn themselves in?
Yes, absolutely.
Before their neighbors called?
Before their neighbors called. They were afraid that they were,
I don't mean to laugh, but that's kind of humorous.
It is. They saw themselves, one of our Crime of the Weeks, and they were like, oh, that's me.
And obviously.
And I encourage them to, you know, turn yourself in. Of course, I encourage that. But we also encourage the public to say, hey, if you know them, turn them in as well.
So he wanted the cash reward.
So
for
yeah,
turning himself in.
he doesn't get the cash reward if he's the fugitive. Sorry, we don't do it that way. But he did turn himself in, and the case was closed and solved. Yes,
that's exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah. So with 7 years experience, you've gotten to do a lot of things. Sounds like you're, you're well situated. I know you really love what you're doing, though.
I love it. I mean, I love Upper Lafayette. I love working with the community. It's just wonderful. It helps when the community loves you, and I feel like they do.
Well, we all need you, but to be respected, I know, makes your job.
It helps
so much better.
It helps.
Yeah.
It makes for a better atmosphere for you, and it makes it more. You know, you just love the job more. With the community has your back. Do
you think since there's 4 precincts now with increased police presence, is it making a difference when, you know, the police are visible like that?
Yes, our main thing is visibility. I think if that's one thing that the public wants from us is visibility. You know, they want us in their neighborhoods. They want to, because if you see a police unit in your neighborhood, it's not always for something bad. Right. We're there to assure peace. We're there to make sure no one's trying to break into your residence.
Right.
So it's not a bad thing if you have police presence in your neighborhoods, you know, because we want to keep every neighborhood safe.
Right.
Yes.
We live close to the main police station, and I like that. It gives me a feeling of security, that they're close by if we need something.
Exactly.
So when I see the police patrolling, I mean, you kind of wonder what's
going on, yeah.
But it is a feeling of, well, they know where we are, they're here, and less likely for some bad crimes to happen. Because in our neighborhood, I guess like others, we've been having a rash of, you know, there's vehicle theft, and I know that y'all tell us if you lock your vehicle, that cuts out 98% of the problems.
Absolutely. We have a campaign, Love It or Lock It, and that's what we're focusing on. If you love your belongings, you love your things, let's protect it, lock it up. Because, you know, a lot of the burglaries, vehicle burglaries, these individuals are not breaking windows to get in cars.
They're just opening the door.
Yes, they're opening the door. So they're pulling on doors, and they're getting, this is where the majority of our firearms in the city are getting stolen from.
From cars?
From unlocked cars. That's what our Love It, Lock It campaign is mainly focused on, because the percentage is so high of firearms that are getting in the wrong hands, just merely from someone checking to see if your door is unlocked.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so we're trying to focus on letting the community know to, if you have a firearm, please remove it from your vehicle when you leave, you know. Take it in the house, lock it up, keep it in a safe place, because look, these criminals are getting firearms.
Yeah.
Every time they're breaking in, they're getting lucky and getting a gun.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I remember Jim Kraft told me that years ago, that downtown, there's a lot of vehicle, you know, thefts from vehicles, and a lot of them are just unlocked.
They're just unlocked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any other tips, Bridget, for people? Like, are there things that you see that you're like, this really could have been avoided? I mean, do you have things that happen over and over?
I always tell people, light your house up like a Christmas tree. You know, don't let your house have dark spots. You want to make sure your vehicles have a light. You want to make sure the side of your house has some kind of light. And the back, you want to make sure you have a light. Criminals are not going to want to work for breaking in or doing things, you know. But you're giving them the opportunity when you have your cars are in a dark place, or your door, there's no light near your door, because if cars are constantly passing, we're constantly passing in neighborhoods, that's what we're looking for. You know, we're trying to see what kind of movement is going on. So the bad guy, like I said, he's not going to want to work for it. He wants it easy where it's dark and he can just go in the house or go in the car without anyone seeing him.
So you're talking about on a nightly basis, like not just when you're on vacation.
Not just on vacation, you know, leave a front light on, have sensor lights where they come on, motion sensor on the side of your residence, even in the backyard, you know, you want to have it lit up.
So if you have a camera that's going to catch thieves, they're already come and gone, though. They're on film, but they may be gone.
Yeah,
you want to have the lights.
But that's always a good tool. I mean, we've solved several crimes just from someone's residential camera system. So that's definitely a good thing, because you can also solve a crime for a neighbor. Your camera could have caught the guy that was passing in front and then went to your neighbor's house to do a crime.
We had something this past summer. I probably shouldn't say much, but a lot of cars, the tires were slashed.
Yeah.
And I know this happens around town. It's not just any one neighborhood, but nobody really had any footage. You know,
wow.
It was just like people went out at 5 in the morning
and just did that.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and but I heard it was happening. Different things happen in I guess, spurts of activity.
It does.
And then it calms
Everything is in
down
spurts,
because
yes.
either they get caught or they realize, the gig's up.
Oh,
so.
yeah. When they notice cameras or, good lighting in neighborhoods, that's not a neighborhood they're going to want to target. So encourage your neighbors also to say, look, let's have a light on this side and you have one on that side. Let's share to make our lot to where we can see your house from the street. And it's like, oh yeah, they're good to go. Oh yeah.
What about for women walking? Do you have advice for us about how to keep our person safe?
Yes.
Ways to act?
Yes, absolutely. I always tell them, when you're leaving a department store, and sometimes light beats you, it's dark, you don't realize, but when you're exiting the stores, make sure you have your purse under your arm. Your key should already be in your hand, ready to go, like your main key. If you have to unlock it with a key, make sure that key is ready and it's in hand. Right. Or if you have an unlocking device for the key, make sure all that's ready and to go. You need to check your surroundings. When you exit a store, you need to look to your left, look to your right. Make sure you don't see anything that's that's not normal or looks like a suspicious person. If you do see that, then you need to go back inside the store and just wait, or get an associate to walk you out, or even call for a police escort if you're uncomfortable. But definitely have your purse under your arm, a nice tight and snug, your keys in hand, and you want to make sure you get into the car and immediately lock yourself in the car. Do not wait to start it and then lock it. As soon as you get in the car, you should be pressing the lock button on your car.
I had a young friend, it was during the time of Jeffrey Todd Lee with the serial murderer, and she was carjacked. She had just left a gym. It was in Baton Rouge, but it could have. She was from here. Left her gym on a big busy street, got in the car and was fixing her lipstick, and somebody just jumped in the car.
Yeah.
And I mean, she wasn't hurt, but she had been trained on self-protection, and she befriended the guy, but she really could have been a statistic.
Oh, yes. So that's why I encourage you to
It's frightening to think about that. Lock
your car immediately. Don't do anything else, because you want to make sure you're secure, you're safe, your family's safe. That's your first priority.
Because we're
lock
all
your doors and then
on
cell phones,
makeup. Not just women, but I mean, we get distracted. And I know sometimes I've left at holiday time, you're shopping, and the last thing you're thinking of is your safety. You're thinking more like, did I buy everything?
Did I buy everything? Yeah.
And then I get outside, and then, oh, where are my keys? And you've got all this stuff you're holding, and we're sitting ducks.
Yes, you are.
Unaware.
That's why I said when you exit the store, your sensors should heighten.
Yeah.
You should be scanning that parking lot left and right as you're walking to make sure that no one is approaching you from the left, the right, or behind you.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. You need to scan. I tell my mom that all the time. I tell everyone, scan the parking lot as you're walking to your car. You will be surprised because, perpetrators are looking for the most vulnerable person, the person that looks like they have no clue of what's going on around them. So if you're aware of your surroundings, the perpetrator is not going to focus on you.
So they're looking for more
vulnerable,
elderly, weak, or even young and just not
texting
paying attention.
walking on their cell phone and not even paying attention to who's in the parking lot.
Right. We just have a couple of minutes. Is there anything I want you to announce about Crime Stoppers fundraiser coming up while we have a moment? So
we're focused. We have a banquet coming up. We have our annual banquet where we honor police officers from different agencies around the city for their outstanding work for the year. So we have that banquet yearly, and then usually following that, we focus on a big fundraiser to bring in funds for Crime Stoppers and sponsorships and things of that nature. We haven't decided this year what we're going to be doing, but I just want the community to look forward to that because we definitely are going to be out there and promoting this big fundraiser. Hopefully we can have it done by the end of the year, 2017.
So people can give to you, they can contribute to the police?
Sponsorship. Yes, sponsorship can take place by going to LafayetteCrimeStoppers.com, and there's a sponsorship tab, and it tells you everything that you need to become a sponsor for the program. And when you go there, you'll see everything of what you can donate, how you can donate, and what we do for individuals that become sponsors.
And then for honoring the police officers, is that a separate fund? Is there a way that people can contribute, or is that just something the police department does?
Yeah, it's just something that Lafayette Crime Stoppers does, just to honor them and to say thank you. So we just put that on once a year just to say a big thank you.
Well, speaking of a big thank you, thank you for being here. What an honor,
my gosh,
Bridget.
I
Corporal
loved it.
Dugas, I should say. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I had a great time.
Me
this
too.
Was nice.
And thanks for all you do. I want to, if you can take back a message to the police force, people really respect them here.
Yes,
and,
we have a great community here.
Yeah. Grateful to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for watching us. We're grateful for the viewership. I'm Jan Swift. You can watch this show. We will be airing the middle of February. So we air on Thursday nights, the second and fourth Thursday of each month at 8:30 p.m. on AOC2. Also on our website, you can see this show and all of our shows at upperlafayette.com. On behalf of Upper Lafayette Economic Development Foundation, thank you for watching us this evening.